I perceive myself as a very shy guy, and so I think they're gonna be shocked in the sense that, wow, I thought he was a very reserved, quiet guy, and now I see him making films and showing our culture out there, you know. Hello, my name is Cesar Valderama. I am a 20-year-old native born, raised in Astoria, Queens. And my family background is from Peru. And I've lived here my whole life. And I'm just excited to share my story and be able to present my film to the world. The story really started when the pandemic kind of hit. Prior to that, I was with someone that I really cared for and loved for quite some time. It was very special to me. I felt very connected, and I felt I had someone who really truly understand me. And a couple weeks right before pandemic hit is when we broke up, and I took it really hard and it hit me. And then the day before everything in New York City was shut down, there was a huge incident that happened to me that was kind of very life-changing, very near-death experience. Two guys had mugged me, and I just remember them hitting me in the head with a shovel, hands pressing up on my throat, and I just saw everything going black. I followed one of them, and I was able to call the police, and they were able to at least catch one of the guys, and eventually later they caught the other guy as well. So I felt just at that moment in a very dark place. Pandemic happened, lockdown, shut down, I was home, you really couldn't talk to anyone, and then I just decided to start writing. I felt through my art, through writing, through acting, that I could just kind of release myself in a way, therapeutically. I wrote it based on the relationship that I've had with my partner, and finally when I finished it, I was just really thinking to myself, like, my life almost ended at that moment. What if I don't have the opportunity to share it? A couple months later, I performed a piece of my monologue, and everyone just applauded, and they came afterwards and just said, "This is an amazing piece. Why don't you further develop this?" That's when I was like, you know what? Let me do it. I was lucky enough to find a producer, this amazing person named Zoe Walker. She has her own company, basically helping LGBT people and expressing their stories. A lot of it was self-funding. A lot of it was a lot of my own savings. It was a lot of hard work. It was a lot of trying to find people and trying to find locations, and a lot of favors to ask for friends. And I wanted also to really represent our community, the Latino community. I wanted to represent LGBT communities. So I found a lot of gay-owned businesses. I found a lot of gay-owned homes, and a lot of Latinos out there as well. There's not that many films or opportunities to really showcase ourselves, to be the front runners. We're either secondary characters or minor characters, and we're kind of like in the background, and we're kind of like meshed in, but we're never in the full front view of the people.
Ay, qué bueno que ese chico finalmente consiguió a alguien. Yo estaba segura de que si no conseguía a alguien todavía, te hubiese convertido a ti en maricón.
Mami, pero ¿por qué lo dices así?
¿Y por qué lo defiendes?
Bueno, pero tú me dijiste que siempre tratas a las personas con respeto.
Lo sé, pero tú sabes la ley de Dios. Si eres gay, te vas al infierno. Estaba asustada por ti.
A majority of the script was written in Spanish. I wanted people to know the authenticity of our people, how we speak, what is being spoken, was being represented through the film. So I'm very open towards my family and my friends. My partner wasn't. He was in the closet. He is still to this day in the closet. And it just came up to a point where I lashed out, where a moment of I didn't want to be hidden. And so when that happened, decided to leave me. So I based the whole script based on moments of our relationship. I came out to my mom, my dad, my brother. They knew because there was a statement letter from the college that were asking what was one challenging thing that you have overcome throughout your life. And I decided to talk about my sexuality. So I wrote the whole essay on the house computer at that time. But on the top, I wrote to my parents that said, Mom, Dad, if you read this, please let me know. I felt it was the very truthful, most revealing thing I could write. He said, we read your letter and we were so sorry that we weren't there to help you, or we wished that we knew that this was something that you were going through, because we love you and we support you, and no matter what, you are our son. And I just felt, happy, and I'm happy that, my instinct was right, that they love me. My family's everything, because they made me the person who I am today. They made me the strong individual that shows nothing but love and compassion. When I need to show initiative and ambition and be strict and hard, I'm driven. That's where I also get it from them as well, because they came from their homeland where they knew to give me and my brother a second opportunity over here. So I'm very grateful that they had such an open mind, because you never know. In the back of my head, I was still scared. I was still afraid. I was, maybe they accept the gays, but with me as their son, maybe they wouldn't. There was still that negative backlash that I could have had. And luckily, my families loved me and accepted me. I know homophobia for the Latino community is a very sensitive topic. I do think had I lived in Peru, I probably still would have lived a secret life. The mentality is very different. There's always this machismo where if you're a man, you have to represent yourself in this sort of way, in masculinity, and that if you're gay, then it's related to as well as religion, where you could probably go to hell and it's a sin. Then there's also the aspect of not being able to reproduce, to continue on the family. Like I was saying, family is a huge thing. I never met my ex-partner's family. They were very religious people. They were very into Catholic. They feel that if they're going to be gay, that they're going to lead down a path where they won't be able to see their son in the afterlife, saying that you're going to be in hell, I'm going to be in heaven. That's what's being taught and repeated and repeated. And then finally, when you have someone who's breaking that norm or changing it, it's scary, because change is very hard for people. I hope that he's able to watch this film and really just be able to now be free and express himself. I hope when they watch this film that they know that they have a huge, tremendous support system out there that I understand, and that many of the people from the LGBT and the people who are foreigners, that we understand how it feels like to be an outsider. But I want them to know that there are people here that care and love and will support you. Being free, I'm very proud to be a Queens native person. I feel diversity and culture here, and so much understanding, so much love. There's no other borough that I think just represents their borough the best that they can than Queens, I believe.